If you guys can hear me, this is Mezzo. I'm hiding in a closet here in the studio. I was just going to the break room to get a fizzy pop soda from the fridge, and there was... Oh my god. There was a head in the fridge, like a human fucking head. I'm going to record this message in case something happens to me. If I get out of here, I'll try to sneak this recording into the podcast. And oh my god, wait, where's Joel? Oh, was that fucking Joel? Was that Joel's head? Okay, calm down. Okay, if this works, then a clip is gonna play right now. Oh, Joel!
D's.
Why do you think I should believe in God?
Well, you should pray about it. I mean, Jesus isn't going to join your TikTok live. I don't know why you do this all the time. You should be praying. It's a total waste of time. Like, you think Jesus is going to join the TikTok live and be like, hey, I'm real? Like, you're not going to find it on TikTok. You have to pray.
So can I pray on TikTok, or do I have to shut it down and do it?
It's supposed to be a quiet thing. You're not supposed to make a spectacle of yourself. So you could stream on TikTok, but go in your closet and sure. Why not?
Well, I mean, I can do it after the live if you want.
But you're not actually ever going to do it, right? Like, that's just being dishonest because you don't actually care at all. You're actually way too cool.
No, I actually do. I try some of these things. And by the way, I was watching Dan. You know who Daniel is? He was doing something that was like, you know, these tests that don't work where you're like, God, reveal yourself in the next 10 seconds. They never ever work.
They definitely work. They work for me, but they won't work for you because God's hiding from you because you're so prideful and you twist his words all the time. He's hiding.
Right.
Like, he's actively hiding from you because you're such a prideful demon.
I understand that, but if you can just hear the end of this. When he started to do that, like, my phone was off and I was like half asleep, but I turned it on and I look.
Yeah,
like,
here comes the mocking. Keep mocking, bro. Yeah, go ahead. So funny, bro. You're so funny.
I don't know what.
Keep mocking God.
I'm trying to tell you that I was genuinely looking for a
No,
sign.
you're not. You're not genuine, bro. You mock and mock all day. All you do is twist and mock and laugh. Oh, you're so smart. You're too smart for Jesus. Why would I pray? Oh, prayer doesn't work. You assume everything, bro. You're prideful. You don't actually care. You're not seeking it all, bro. You're dishonest. You're so dishonest and prideful. It's crazy.
Done? Are you done?
Yeah, go. Yeah, please.
Okay, so as I was saying, before your spiral, I was saying, I actually took the time to like turn my thing on and I look. I always want to look when someone does that because like, if it happens, I want to see it. I really want to catch it.
You don't, bro. No,
go ahead. You were saying?
You don't really want to see it at all. You're just mocking God. The whole point of this story is to mock God, right? You're disingenuous and you're prideful. If you were actually seeking him, you wouldn't be mocking him 24/7. Okay. Admit you're mocking him. Admit your entire life is mocking,
right? I absolutely mock him. I'm also telling you that sometimes I look for him.
Oh, right. Yeah, okay. Yeah. And so you take a break from condescending and mocking Christians to seek God.
Well, you take a break from being kind to be condescending to me. Why can't we go back and forth between those two things?
Well, why don't you get a life?
King Solomon, what are you doing today? What's the rest of your day look like?
Relaxing, bro. Just chilling.
You're just going to be on TikTok kind of hanging out? Jump around between a few lives, say hi to some friends?
Yeah, I mean, I have friends that I talk to and we work and we do stuff involving... Well, we do a lot of prophecy studies. I talk about universal salvation a lot, how God's going to save everyone, so I don't believe eternal hell. So, why are you asking about... What do you want?
You just keep saying
to go get coffee.
You keep saying to like stop talking about God and get a life, and it seems like you're going to spend all day talking about God.
Okay, cool, bro.
Hey, thanks for coming.
Pull yourself together, man. Pull yourself together, man. Okay. It's me, Joel. I'm in a closet and I am scared. I was just watching The Guns of Navarone. It's a good movie. It's not a great movie, but it's a good movie, and it's scary. They're trying to blow up these massive guns that belong to the Nazis, and they keep on almost getting caught and almost blowing them up, but not quite. And it's just, I'm on the edge of my seat. Oh yeah, there was also a head in the fridge. I saw a head. I saw like a literally, I think it was a human head in this fridge, and the blood dripping off the shelves. So I need to finish The Guns of Navarone because it's a good movie. I'm gonna try to finish it, and I'm also gonna try to find Mets because I haven't seen him yet today. Play the clip. Somebody play the clip, please. Play the clip.
BBDs.
What did God get right?
He succeeded at modeling what it means to forgive others.
Modeling. So he personally, like the character of Jesus Christ?
Yes.
The dying on the cross thing? Or
Not just, obviously dying on the cross is part of the Christian story, but I would also say the way he responded to those who hated him while he was dying on the cross. When he said, "Forgive them, Father, they know not what they do." He had every right to blaspheme, curse, slander, but he chose to forgive.
Yeah, because they didn't know what they were doing.
Yeah, but regardless of someone knowing or not knowing what they're doing, we still have the ability to forgive or not forgive. So, like, if someone,
no,
like,
I
if
get
so-
that, but the
Mhm.
difference is that you and I, we haven't created everything, right? Now he set everything up. He created everything. This is all part of his plan. It's kind of like his play that he wrote. And so when the people were doing what they were doing, they didn't know what they were doing because they were just pawns in the game. He basically scripted what they were going to do. So for him to forgive them, that's nice. But it's kind of like forgiving a robot that you program to hang you on a cross. Obviously, you're the one that caused them to do that. Whereas you and I, we don't have that kind of agency. We're not the all-powerful beings that are the creators. So it would be completely different for us.
I don't believe in determinism. I believe in free will. So yes, God has sovereignty as he has power
that's
over.
a failure. That's a failure of a belief system. That doesn't make any sense.
Well, if that doesn't make any sense, then what conversation are we having right now?
The fact that you believe in free will, that's nonsense. That you can't have free will when God is sovereign. He's the all-knowing creator, and you have free will. How is that possible?
Well, God having all knowledge and us making decisions are two different things.
Yeah, if he just knew, then you would be right. Just knowing isn't a problem, but he did determine because he created you. He created you specifically and deliberately from scratch. So if he created you any different here, we would have a different outcome. So the fact that he created you the way he created you was basically creating you to do what you were going to do.
So God knowing what you're going to do and God creating every human being with, I would say, free. So you don't believe in free will is what you're saying.
No, but I'm talking about under theism.
I don't understand how, if you could enlighten me with how that negates us having the ability to make free choices.
Because your DNA, who you are created as, informs the decisions you make. Your DNA is who you are. You don't choose that. And then you start being influenced by things around you, which is also part of his, like, he orchestrates all of that stuff, or at least knows what that's going to be like. So if he changed anything at the point of creation, he would know how that's going to interact and what decisions you were going to make. So how is there free will there if you're not choosing any of this?
Because just because God might choose, let's say, what our demeanor is like, what our personality traits are, or even where we are going to live, that doesn't mean we don't have the ability to, let's say, go against the grain. Like, obviously, there are people in different countries that have different belief systems, but there are also those that have made the decision to go against, let's just say, for example, if you're in India, typically most Indians believe in Hinduism, but there are Christians in India, which means just because they might have been created in a certain place with a certain personality, they can still make the decision to go against outside external circumstances.
Yeah, I mean, but they still need to be influenced to know about Christianity and all those things. They're not going to be able to become Christians out of the clear blue sky, right? Like, there's always going to be influences that determine what we do. So it's our biology plus influences. So it might seem like they go against the status quo, but they've been influenced that way, or they have a biology that makes them a little bit more adventurous, let's say, or a little bit more rebellious, if you will. Those types of ththings. And none of these things are their choice, right?
I disagree, because we're conscious beings. Like, so for example, we have a biology that says that we have, flight or fight. But people can make the decision, even going against their biological urges, to, let's just say, I'm not going to put myself in harm's way to help this person because I want to help myself. But in this instance, because I believe I have a moral responsibility to do that, I'm going to go against my biology that's saying to run, and I'm actually going to help that person, even though it might not benefit me at all.
Because you've been influenced to do that. Like all of these things, you can always find a cause to whatever the effect is. Therapy is a good example of this, where people go, why is it that I've never been able to have a functional relationship? I'm afraid of commitment, let's say, or something like that. And then you go to therapy and your therapist explores things with you from your childhood and stuff like that. And sure enough, it was because I was abandoned by this person when I was younger and it hurt so bad that there's always going to be, I figured out what it was that was compelling this particular choice and these actions, right? You just saying, no, I think we probably could still, I don't think that's, at least for me, that's not a compelling argument.
I don't think we probably, should still. I just think that is how we have observed even the reality that we live. Where do you live in Canada, US? Where do you live? Canada. So you have law and order. And as a governmental system, there are laws that say, it's regardless of whatever influence might be influencing you, of course, to make a decision, you still have the ability to choose elsewhere, which is why we hold people responsible.
Well, I don't think that that's going to be evidence for free will. Just because we live a world where we hold people accountable, that doesn't mean that there's free will. Like, just because that feels better to us. And I would say that our legal system could be adjusted to reflect determinism a little bit more. And it might be better for people in general. But I still think that if jail time and punishments, different things like that, are a deterrent, then those things are good things to have, because we want to deter people. We want to influence people, because people react to influences. We want to influence people to not commit certain crimes, right? This is why in Canada, they made the punishment for impaired driving, or DUI as Americans call it, more harsh, because they wanted to influence people to not do that. We also have jails and prisons and things for when somebody won't stop what they're doing. We go stop doing it and they don't stop, serial killers, this kind of thing, we need to take them out of regular society. This isn't because they have free will. This is to keep other people safe, because they're compelled to do what they're going to do.
Well, but you made the point that the point of the laws is to not only maintain law and order, but also to influence people to make different decisions. But regardless of whatever external influences might be a deterrent for them, obviously people still say, regardless of those influences, I'm still going to choose otherwise. So even though I might go to jail for the rest of my life, or I might get the death penalty, I don't know if that's in Canada, but in the US we have death penalty, I'm still going to act that way. So I feel like even that case of what those influences are supposed to do, they still don't override our ability to even override those influences.
Yeah, but you're just like, it's this influence versus that influence, right? So it's like, which influence is winning? And that's
your free will part.
There doesn't have to be a free will part. It's just that there's different ingredients, and in this case, maybe they don't understand consequences that much. You know how certain people, I don't know if you've ever met someone who is limited in a sense that there's certain abstract ideas that sometimes they're not that cognizant of, and consequences might be one of those things. And if you believe in God, He has chosen all of those things, and He's chosen them with foreknowledge. And He knows that if He chooses anything differently, that's going to change the outcome.
Well, that's under the presupposition that all we are is just biology. And I believe from a Christian worldview, we not only have a soul, but we also have a conscience. And so I believe the conscience that we have is able to step outside of our biology and make decisions outside of those influences, so to speak.
Yeah, but like our consciousness seems to be intrinsically linked to our brains, like the physical thing that's going on up here. So much so that you know that if somebody smashed your head, that consciousness wouldn't be there anymore, right? So you can believe what you want. You can have the like, I think this. But what we do know is that we are biological beings. We don't choose our DNA. We don't choose any of those things. Yet we do know that they inform the choices that we make. So we can tell that those wouldn't be free will choices. They would be compelled by those attributes. And so, yeah, what you would have to do, I guess, for the free will thing, and I don't know how it would make sense, is you would just have to take it on faith that this particular God who created you also imbued you with a magical, almost illogical free will and never mentioned it or indicated it in the book that he wrote whatsoever. That's a big leap.
Well, you say it's a big leap, but I would say, I mean, I know this is an experiential type thing, but I think the majority of people from experience can say, the way I live my life tells a different tale. And I think the way all of us live our lives say that we actually do make decisions and we're not just a product of irrational determinism.
So just because it feels like it. Okay. This guy was just like this wholesome family man. He had a lovely family. And one day, just out of the clear blue sky, he went and molested a child. He had this desire to hurt a child, and he acted on it. He got arrested, and they caught him. I don't know if he turned himself in or what it was, but he got arrested, and they took him to jail. He got charged and convicted, and they took him to jail. And when they were doing the physical, they found that he had a brain tumor. And so they did surgery and they removed the brain tumor. As soon as they removed the brain tumor, he had no more desire, like absolutely no more desire to hurt a child or anything like that. He just like, I don't want that. I don't want that anymore. So they determined, pun intended, that it had been the brain tumor just pressing on his brain in such a way that compelled him to do these things, gave him these desires. This is true. You can watch the video. So they overturned the charges. They released him. He went back to his life. Everything was perfectly fine. He didn't feel those desires anymore. Then some years later, he reoffended. And so they took him to the hospital. They did a CAT scan or whatever you do. Brain tumor back. We are 100% compelled by our biology. This guy wasn't making a free will choice. He was determined by how his brain worked. And that's how we do it, but it's not so obvious because we don't all have brain tumors that are showing exactly what we're doing. But that's what it is. And you can't really get away from that.
Oh, Joel, there you are.
Mezzo, there you are. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just scared. What the fuck is going on?
I don't know. Did you see the head?
I saw it. Whose head was that?
Who cares? We gotta get out of here.
We can't leave, Joel. Someone in here is a murderer. We have to help.
Help? What are you talking about? Fine. Okay, who could it be?
Okay, so there's Igor, the giant intern.
Yeah, it's for sure him.
And there's Brigida, the audio engineer.
Bridget? Oh, it's for sure her. She wears crop tops at like -40.
Joel, this is no time to get wet. There's Anders, the janitor.
Oh yeah, obviously he did it.
Helga, the ghost thing.
Yeah, that would make sense. Like a poltergeist, for sure.
And Frederick, the chief of police.
It's always the one you least expect. I could see him doing it too.
And then there's Bjorn! I think the power just went out.
Mez, I'm scared. How am I going to finish The Guns of Navarone?
Oh yeah, we saw that. It's okay.
It's a good movie.
Not great,
it's not a great movie, but it's a...
Quick, play a clip! Run, Joel, run!
Maybe the clip will save our lives.
Guys, where are you?
BBDs.
So I know you're just saying like, why should I just believe in God? I won't even like go into like the Bible or anything. I'll just present this from like a theist perspective. I think it's more I think it's more probable that there's a God. Typically, at least my strongest arguments for it, or just what convinced me, is like the start of the universe. One, I think morality and just intelligent design. I think it's more probable that a God started all of this rather than it just either coming in by nothing or a form of evolution or whatever. And so wait, so can I ask you like why don't you believe in a God? Just curious.
Yeah, sure. So I think, I mean, just to respond to those points too, when you talk about how the universe started and you're at a point of confusion because we don't know, science and math and everything kind of breaks down into that early universe. And so instead of saying, I don't know, you're adding a more complicated answer to say, I don't know, and kind of end there is neat. Or to say maybe it just naturally happened is like, we're already talking about nature. Like, how did nature come to be? Naturally, that kind of makes sense. But what theism does is adds a very complex, all-knowing God that cares about our feelings and emotions and loves us and has his own feelings and emotions and is also knowledgeable of weird things, like how many hairs are on your head for some reason. Like, you've made a way more complicated riddle than it was before. So you're making the question harder. Right, you're not answering the question; you're making it harder by doing that. So it's a worse answer than just saying it came about naturally. I'm not saying that is what happened, but that's just a worse answer. So when you talk about plausibility, that's that. Morality is subjective. That covers that one. That objective morality doesn't seem to exist. You can show us otherwise if you want to. It's for sure not in the Bible. That's for fucking sure, right? And then what was the third thing?
I think I said intelligent design.
Yeah, intelligent design. Yeah, that's just like not demonstratable. There's no blueprints. There's no proof of it. It seems that stuff is like just naturally coming about because we've like continued to see things happen naturally. Like even in your own lifetime, you've seen tree seed fall off of a tree and another tree grows. And there's no like brain in the tree intelligently doing that, and so we can see like things be created by non-intelligent things. So to add a brain to behind that again adds more complexity than takes away.
Yeah, I would disagree. I think it's actually more simple to say that a uncaused cause started something rather than I don't know this gray area of well we don't know. And by the way, I don't work on like absolutes, so I'm not gonna absolutely say like what I'm saying is true, but I would say that it's more probable that is the case. It just seems more rational to think. This is like my line of reasoning. Just
Yeah,
seems
but
more rational.
here's what I'm saying. Like, ask me, how did the universe come to be?
How do you think the universe came to be?
I don't know. Joel, how do you think the universe came to be?
I don't think about it either.
And then forever, Levi, your answer was God. You don't know, so God.
No, it's more probable that it's God. An
Right, so
uncaused
that's what I'm
cause.
saying. So all of us are saying, yeah, we don't know, and we stop there. And you're saying, I don't know, so I'm going to add a really like complicated being behind it.
But like,
Do
what is
you see
that?
what I'm saying? Like why
Okay.
why that makes it more confusing?
Not necessarily.
You don't understand it.
No, I understand like where you're coming from.
Okay.
I just don't agree. I don't think like just because you just kind of say, "Oh, well, we don't know, therefore, our answer is better." Is that kind of what you're getting at? Are you saying that because you guys kind of don't really give it much thought, or just say it's too
Oh, I
complex?
give it tons of thought.
Okay.
I just don't
Okay.
claim to have any sort of answer based on like probability or anything.
Well, I only brought
I
that
mean,
up.
like if there was some sort of proof that there was a big dude that lived outside of space time, like I don't know how that would like come to be known, but if like somehow that was and it was like, wow, the evidence was really strong, I would be like, wow, I have to like rethink some of this stuff. Like a male being who like can think universes into existence. That sounds like a god to me. I
Yeah.
don't know for sure yet, and it for sure still isn't the Christian God. It's an interesting thing to think about. Like, what's he like? Why is he a he and not a she or a neither? There's a lot of cool questions that would come with that. It would have an effect on me. I would talk about it. I would be very interested in reading that paper, but there's not.
Yeah. I guess my guess would be just as much of a guess as yours.
Well, no, it's not. My guess is that how did nature come to be? Naturally. So, like I'm using the evidence that we see as part of the explanation. We do know nature's here. We know that the universe is here. So I think that this naturally came to be because we see nature still happening. So I'm using like based in reality, that we can actually, like, everything you've ever seen has been natural.
So nature,
100% of every single thing you've ever experienced has been natural. And so I would conclude that the origin of a universe would also be, if it originated, or if it's forever, like infinitely backwards, that's fine. You're adding a really complicated, weird thing to it. So our guesses are not equal.
So then what would you need, I guess, to see what sort of evidence would you need to, I guess, push you on track to believe in a God? I'm not even talking about the Christian God here, just a God. What evidence would you need?
I have no idea. Like, I don't, like, to believe a contradiction, like, that would be a really hard thing.
What's the contradiction?
The Christian God obviously can't exist. It's contradiction, like the way it's described with being all the omnis, they contradict each other. But if you were saying it was like just a God, like a being outside of, like, it doesn't make sense. I don't know how it could be proven. Yeah, that's a good question.
So okay, that's why I was asking you. So you say it doesn't make sense, but you don't really know what you need to see for it to make sense. That's a bit confusing to me.
I think part of the problem is that God isn't defined right now in this conversation. So how is Mezzo expected to say, oh, this is what I would need to prove this God that we do not know its characteristics of? Like, it seems kind of counterintuitive to even be asking that question.
Yeah, that's a good point, because if you were like, God is like a pair of glasses, sure, I believe in God then. So what's God? Like, describe it a bit, and I'll tell you what I would need to prove that.
Well, at least for me, I believe in the Christian God, right? So, the concept of the Trinity, Father, Son, Holy Spirit, that's what I believe.
If it's the Christian God that's real, and I need to be, like, convinced of it, the evidence would be he would come change my mind, right? Like, he would like alter my brain chemistry in a way that I believed. That would be perfect evidence for me, and then I would believe in God.
Nah.
You don't think that would convince me?
I think the evidence of the resurrection and the life of Jesus Christ would convince.
I don't think the resurrection happened. I don't think anyone ever came back to life, but even if they did, that wouldn't mean that they created the universe too.
Yes, so I would just disagree.
Like, like let's say we see a guy come back to life. You're going to say, "Wow, that guy made the universe," or are you going to say zombies are real?
No, I would. Well, it's not just simply coming back to life. The guy would have to, prophesy his death, fulfill everything that he did, and then resurrect himself when he died.
Sorcery is real. Like knowing the future, magically coming back to life, that's all real. Does that mean that same guy made the universe?
I've never seen one account of someone resurrecting themselves, besides Jesus Christ, of course.
No one saw that happen. Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
Who saw Jesus resurrect? 500
eyewitnesses that he appeared to. Peter, John, Cleophas.
What is their account?
Their account is that they saw Jesus after he resurrected.
Like, an account is like a written thing, or they said it?
The New Testament.
They didn't write the New Testament, those 500 people?
You don't have to write the source for it to be true. Like, that's what I'm saying.
But you're saying it's an account. An account means something. You can say 500 people saw it, but they didn't write down their account of it. Did they?
Wait, hold on. Are you saying that it can only be? Are you saying it can only be a count if they specifically wrote it themselves? Like,
did they tell somebody?
So the apostles that wrote the account, that the eyewitnesses saw it, spoke to them, and then.
Okay, so the eyewitness is the first-hand account, and then they told someone else, so it's a second-hand account.
Yeah, sure. What's the problem with that?
Anytime you start to remove this, it makes it less believable. And plus, like, by the way, this is like, just to be clear, I don't believe miracles that are written down. That's never going to be enough evidence for me. I'm like a kind of a stubborn skeptic in that way, because this is a amazing story, and I don't mind sharing it again, to be honest, because more than 500 people saw me do something amazing a month ago. All right, it was way more than 500, to be honest, and they saw it as a first-hand eyewitness account. Now, do you know who LeBron James is? Famous basketball star LeBron James from the Lakers.
Yeah.
I played a one-on-one basketball game last month with LeBron James. This was down at Venice Beach. The weird thing is that I beat him. I smoked him, actually. It was 10-1, and this was one-on-one, and there was more than there was like 1,500 people watching. This is like a true story, and they were actually watching, and I did a 360 slam dunk when I beat him, and he said, "Wow, Mezzo, you're the goat at street ball, dog." He told me that. Okay, so
Okay.
that's my firsthand account. And so do you believe this?
Can I see it? Is it written anywhere?
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, I got it right here. I'll show it to you. Hold on. Because just telling it wouldn't be enough, but if it's written, you'll believe it, right?
Not necessarily. I mean, if we could verify the writing.
Yeah, sure. So what I have here is a notarized letter that says, "I declare the following during a one-on-one game of street basketball between myself and LeBron James, known for his job as power forward of the Los Angeles Lakers." So you don't think it's like some different LeBron. Not only defeated on the Venice Beach at 4:40 p.m. on December 10th, so it's like much better like dated than the Bible stuff. I not only defeated LeBron 10-1, but also performed a 360 slam dunk by jumping over the Laker in a phenomenal act of basketball. LeBron was surprised, offered me a high five, saying, "Damn, Mezzo, you're the GOAT at street ball, dog." And it says here there's a crowd of 1,546 people. Now, it's kind of a weird thing when you just say 500 people. It sounds like a rounded number that like maybe was made up. But this sounds like a lot more believable, right? Like this is the actual people in attendance. This is signed, dated, commissioner's number, notarized, stamped, and sealed by the state of California. Does the Bible have that much evidence?
I could definitely say you're a funny atheist. You're actually one of the most you're the funniest atheist I spoke to. I could say that was pretty funny.
Does the Bible have that much evidence?
Yeah. I would say
No, it doesn't. Your 2,000-year-old text that has anonymous writers that just says a bunch of people saw it has less evidence than this. So do you believe me?
No, I don't believe you.
Stay tuned next week for the chilling conclusion on Bad Bible Debates.